Hello, and welcome to another Lincoln property blog, brought to you by Ben from Walters of Lincoln. Today we look at the Lincoln property ladder, and where the biggest price jump really happens. We often talk about the average price of a home in Lincoln, but that single figure can hide more than it reveals. A one-bedroom flat, a three-bedroom family home, and a substantial four-bedroom property serve completely different buyers. Combining them into one citywide average does not tell us how the local property ladder is shaped, or how much buyers have historically paid to move from one rung to the next. Looking at completed property sales split down by bedroom and price in Lincoln since 1st January 1995 gives us a much clearer picture. During that period, 62,032 homes were sold across Lincoln. Of those transactions, 1,604 were one-bedroom homes, 13,749 had two bedrooms, 32,484 had three bedrooms, and 14,195 had four bedrooms or more. These figures are based on homes that actually sold. They are not estimates of what the properties are worth today, nor are they current asking prices. They show the average prices paid by buyers across completed transactions since the beginning of 1995. So what type of homes make up the Lincoln property market? The mix of homes sold in Lincoln can be compared with the national housing market to show whether the city is weighted more heavily towards smaller properties, mid-range family homes, or larger executive houses. In Lincoln, one-bedroom homes represented 2.6% of sales, while the national figure is 7.38%. Two-bedroom homes made up 22.2% of the local market, compared with 25.98% nationally. Three-bedroom homes accounted for 52.4% of sales in Lincoln, against the national benchmark of 46.06%. Finally, homes with four bedrooms or more represented 22.9% of Lincoln sales, compared with 20.58% nationally. As you can see, there is a slight difference between the local mix and the national mix, with three-bedroom homes having the largest share locally and being 6.34 percentage points higher than the national average. So, what have buyers historically paid for their Lincoln homes? Across completed sales since January 1995, the average price paid for a one-bedroom home in Lincoln has been £125,153. The average paid for a two-bedroom home has been £135,649, while three-bedroom properties sold for an average of £164,357, and for homes with four bedrooms or more, the average price paid has been £264,392. Again, these figures should not be read as current valuations. A home bought in 1995 forms part of the same dataset as one purchased much more recently. The figures instead provide a long-term picture of what buyers have paid for different sizes of property. The more revealing numbers are the gaps between them. So, where is the biggest price jump in the Lincoln area? In Lincoln, the average price paid rises by 8.4% when moving from a one-bedroom home to a two-bedroom home. Nationally, the equivalent increase is 25.6%. The jump from two bedrooms to three bedrooms is 21.2% in Lincoln, compared with 26.8% across the country. Moving from a three-bedroom home to a property with four bedrooms or more produces an uplift of 60.9% locally, against a national increase of 46.8%. These figures do not suggest that one type of home offers better or worse value. They simply show how the average prices paid have differed between each rung of the property ladder since January 1995. The gaps and mix reflects the type, location, and quality of homes sold within each bedroom category. So how do the Lincoln postcode districts compare? The Lincoln average provides the main picture, but the local and surrounding area property market can vary significantly between postcode districts. LN1, 3.8% of sales were one-bedroom homes, 26.4% were two-bedroom, 45.0% were three-bedroom, and 24.8% had four bedrooms or more. Average prices paid were £146,721, £148,119, £174,940, and £269,489 respectively. LN2, 4.0% of sales were one-bedroom homes, 21.1% were two-bedroom, 49.8% were three-bedroom, and 25.1% had four bedrooms or more. Average prices paid were £118,224, £137,647, £169,238 and £276,856 respectively. LN3, 0.6% of sales were one-bedroom homes, 23.7% were two-bedroom, 49.8% were three-bedroom, and 25.8% had four bedrooms or more. Average prices paid were £163,505, £143,094, £171,759 and £249,624 respectively. LN4, 0.6% of sales were one-bedroom homes, 17.9% were two-bedroom, 58.8% were three-bedroom, and 22.7% had four bedrooms or more. Average prices paid were £132,321, £138,951, £164,973 and £267,622 respectively. LN5, 4.0% of sales were one-bedroom homes, 28.4% were two-bedroom, 46.3% were three-bedroom, and 21.2% had four bedrooms or more. Average prices paid were £131,927, £117,629, £156,655 and £267,737 respectively. LN6, 1.8% of sales were one-bedroom homes, 19.6% were two-bedroom, 57.5% were three-bedroom, and 21.1% had four bedrooms or more. Average prices paid were £100,094, £137,443, £159,605 and £250,663 respectively. The figures show that there is no single Lincoln property market. Different parts of the city contain different mixtures of homes, attract different buyers, and create different price jumps between bedroom categories. For Lincoln homeowners, this is why broad national headlines and even regional and citywide averages should always be treated as a starting point rather than the final answer. The value and saleability of an individual home will depend on its condition, location, style, plot, presentation, and the strength of current buyer demand. However, the historic sales data does reveal something valuable. It shows the structure of the Lincoln property ladder, where most local transactions take place, and, most importantly, where buyers have historically faced the biggest jump when searching for their next home. For more insights and information, visit the Lincoln Property blog at walters-property.com/blog. Until next time, take care. If you are planning a move and want an honest, evidence-based assessment of your home's current value in today's market, the team at Walters can help. To maintain our high standards of direct, personalised customer service, we strictly limit our listings to 20 properties per month. Our August and September valuation slots are currently open. You can book your professional marketing appraisal online at walters-property.com/property-valuation or speak directly with our local expert by calling us on 01522 512 513.